It's your guy Sunny here, and I'm gonna be reacting to the biggest scammer on Twitch, and we basically know who that is. That's basically Slicker, who scammed over, I would say like 50 people. I think it's more than that, but he scammed over like $300,000. I think that's the minimum, and that's just wild. But with that being said, guys, make sure you guys go ahead and basically hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you guys enjoy the reaction. And make sure you guys check out my Twitch down below. All right, let's get into it.
An artist was exposed, and I'm here for the forensic analysis. Look, the
Also, please check out CoffeeZilla. This guy makes amazing content. So yeah, thank you.
crime has already been committed. It's already been confessed to. So we're not here for any of that. Instead, we're here to figure out how and why. I'm talking, of course, about Slicker. He's a famous live streamer who used his connections with fans and other live streamers to beg and borrow over $300,000 and never returned it. And so I
That's
was
a
up
lot of
all
money.
night talking to the victims of all of this, and their stories are wild. And I should start by saying I don't mean Slicker is the biggest con artist in terms of money. Like, he didn't rob Fort Knox, he didn't steal a famous painting. I mean, he's the biggest in terms of the sheer number of victims who have come forward. I mean, this guy was working hard. Basically, if you had a Twitch account, this guy came to you for money. But there are several extra details you need to know as well. As I said, Slicker already confessed. I'm not prosecuting anything here. I'm not alleging anything here. He admitted to everything last night on a live stream after being
Mm-hmm.
exposed by several fans and streamers.
I'm not asking for forgiveness, but every single day I felt guilty. Every single day. I don't know what to say to the people I borrowed from. Every single day I was guilty. Guilty in asking.
Honestly, I kind of respect that he doesn't try to dispute the facts here. He just kind of owns up to him and said, yeah, I did it. Yeah, it was bad. But then after that, I kind of get a problem with what he says when we talk about why he did it. Because Slicker says that he did all this because of a gambling addiction he suffers from.
I started to gamble with money, and this was even when I started having my first job. I used to gamble a lot of my money.
Also, guys, gambling addiction is real. If you guys feel like you know somebody who basically has a gambling addiction or struggles with addiction, please seek help. Addictions affect everybody, not just the person, but it basically affects the family, the friends, everybody involved. It it is it is a very very difficult um difficult mental health thing. So yeah.
Basically all my Twitch money. And then even them times I wouldn't even have them. I would come across streamers and ask them if I could borrow money. I don't know what to say, but this is the epitome of gambling. I want to say that don't touch it, man.
Now, look, I do honestly believe Slicker has a gambling addiction. I just don't think it explains away everything in the way that he thinks it does. For example,
Mm-hmm.
a gambling addiction explains how Slicker lost his money, but it doesn't explain how he lost everyone else's money or got it in the first place. I mean, I feel like he's trying to explain everything with the story of, like, I have a gambling problem. But when you dig into the story, you find that Slicker isn't just a gambling addict, he's also a professional con artist, which we're going to see in a second. So while he does need help, he also
Yeah.
needs to face consequences because he played an active role in all this. It's like,
This is a straight up just a like this is just straight up crime that he can literally get like he literally get locked up for this, like this level of scamming. And I really feel like Twitch should ban him. Honestly, just straight up ban him.
meeting an alcoholic who you find out broke into your house and cracked your safe, and they get caught at the police station. You go up to them and you say, how did you open my safe? And they go, oh, sorry, I'm an alcoholic. You'd be like, yeah, but how'd you crack open my safe? And then imagine they go, oh, well, I just can't stop drinking. You'd be like, okay,
That
I don't
makes
think
no
Jack
sense.
Daniels taught you these skills, right?
Like,
So my point is,
like yeah, exactly. Like exactly just how CoffeeZilla said it. It's just odd.
yes, Slicker clearly has an addiction, but he also appears to be a professional con man. And we're going to talk about that right now because I interviewed multiple victims and created a master list of the people who Slicker scammed because I needed to get like a bird's eye view of this thing. There are over 55 people on this list. owed money.
Over
right now, and his total
55?
scammed is over $384,000. And what did I learn from these 55 people? Well, there were a lot of different ways Slicker liked to approach people, but he really liked this bank scam method.
My bank account got locked. Temporarily locked. Don't have access to my money, sadly. Because did UK banks, but whatever. I was wondering if I asked if I could borrow money and I'd pay you back. Now, I'd even give you extra.
That's right, the old frozen bank trick.
Mm.
Basically, you'd go to people and say, hey, look, I can't access my funds. You have to give me money. I'll pay you
Oh,
back. I'll pay you
no.
back even more. And it's sort of incredible to watch because not only is all of this a lie, but he's just so good at acting ashamed. Like, if I saw this, I'd believe, oh man, he's petrified to ask me. But come to find out, he's been telling everyone the same sob story over and
What?
over again.
Hey, I just recently got into some thing with my bank. Basically, my bank account. got
Oh,
locked.
no.
This has happened for like 3-4 days. Yo, Mo, I'm not hacked, my bro. I'm not.
So yeah, it turns out he wasn't ashamed at all. In fact, if you didn't believe him, he would even say other things like, on my mama when they didn't believe him, or he would swear on his religion that he wasn't lying while lying.
Listen to me, Lepelli. I
Hmm.
swear, I'm a Muslim. I swear on the Quran, I ain't lying. I won't scam you. Lepelli, on my mum's life, on my mum's life, I'm not lying.
That's messed up.
Please, on my mum's life. I understand. I'm not lying. I am not lying. I'm confident I'm not lying. I promise to God, I'll have you month by month. You ask me, 15th of next month, here you go. 15th of month, here you go. Here you go. On my mum's life. Do you think I'm joking, bro? On my mum's life, I'm not, bro. On my mum's life, I'm not.
I absolutely cannot stress enough just how
Damn.
many people he used these tactics on to try to convince them. And it's interesting how he refined it over time, right? This is my point about professional con man. He's like a stand-up comedian who tries his act in every city and hones it until he figures out exactly what to say to make the audience laugh. But he does it for scams. He knew the exact script to use.
Damn.
For example, this is the YouTuber Oompaville who gave him $1,000. But when he was asked for another 1,000, he refused. So he said, I got you on my mama. He refused again. So Slicker sent him a document from Bluestone Credit Management in order to show how much he was in trouble or whatever. He's basically saying oh, I'm in trouble with taxes. You got to help me out, man. I mean, it's genius because I'm pretty sure this document is real. He says, bro, legit tax killed the F out of me, which might be true. But come to find out, this was a document that he sent to several people. He recycled it over time.
Wow.
Which I found out talking to another
He really
victim
did that.
who hadn't realized this yet and found it out in a pretty amusing way.
Every single
Man.
time I sent money, it was for some reason that made sense. I sent him that much amount of money because he got me in a call, right? I just got home from my gym session. He gets me in a call and he's like, yo, Waddles, he's breaking down. He's almost on the verge of tears. He's breaking down and he's like, okay, bro, you're not gonna believe this. I didn't pay tax last year and I'm owed 15.5k.
No.
And listen,
No, that's
he
how
had
they-
the proof though. So this is the thing that doesn't make sense though, because I don't know if he was lying to me. He sent me a document. He sent me the document. Nothing blurred out. Nothing. It's on his lap. I've seen his room. I've watched his stream so many times, so I can tell you this is 100% legit. He's got his hairy ass arms in the picture. It says his name, all the info, and the amount owed. And it says that I have the proof. I think it's 15.3k to be exact. Sorry, 15.3k.
I've already seen this screenshot, but not from you, from someone else who got the
Oh,
same
no way.
letter. I swear to
Oh
you.
no way.
I swear to you,
Dude.
he was
Dude, that would just fucking suck. Oh my god. Just imagine. Oh, I feel so bad. I really do feel so bad.
sending it to everybody. He was sending it to
Oh,
everybody.
Bro, this is news to me, bro. I did not know this.
What I think is so crazy is that Slicker's scheme worked in part because of how many people he was simultaneously lying to behind the scenes. And even though his tactics were the same, the exact story would sometimes change based on the person, so that it just took so long for people to figure out, which was explained to me by yet another victim who found out because her roommate was hearing a different story than her. And it made her curious. Why
Huh?
was he getting asked for less money and with a different story than her?
He'd asked me for 5K in the video crying, swearing on the Quran, on his parents that he'd pay me back. But then he's asked Mini Titan, who doesn't have as much money, for £300. Tailored it specifically to Mini, knowing he has less liquid income
What?
than me. Like, and for Mini, it wasn't like the story of like how he's in debt with bad men. It was that he had an electric bill he needed to pay and he was going to get cut off. He made different stories for different people depending on how much he thinks he could get out of them.
It's crazy to hear
Whoa.
Slicker's scam exposed so well by someone who never intended to expose him at all. She thought she was his friend. Her name is Lupelli, and she was going through chemo when she was scammed by this
Oh
guy. He did
no.
this to you while you were going through chemo?
Well, I was going through chemo, man.
He knew that while asking you for
Oh,
money.
oh my
Yes.
god.
So this is why
Slicker, okay, Slicker is a crazy fuck. Like, just straight up. I'll just fucking say it. Like, you literally have to be like sociopathic and just fucking be so just like fucked in the head that you're not able to fucking see that like what other people are going through. But that's what addiction does as well. Where you're only focused on the next fix and you don't even notice like what's happening around you because all the awareness is within the next fix. But fuck, that's sad.
I had no idea that I
And
was
messed
being
up.
scammed because first off, I met this person multiple times in person. He knew I have severe autoimmune diseases. While going through chemo, he calls me up and sorry, I'm shaking thinking about it. I thought this guy was my friend, and he calls me up saying that he's gonna get shanked. He owes people money, and they're outside. Like, if he doesn't pay them, then like they're gonna break his legs. And I'm thinking, like, I gotta
What?
help this guy. You know, I was going through chemo. I didn't think I'm getting
What?
scammed by like my friend. Like,
Huh?
he's in a hard time. I'm in a hard time, but I can help him. So I help him.
Oh
Promises
man.
to pay me back, and he just doesn't.
Guys, if you don't get it by now, this guy will do and say anything for money, okay? No bar is too low if you're going after people in chemo, which is the reason why this community needs to be very careful in trusting Slicker ever again. Because right now, he's out there making the apology tour, saying how he plans to pay everyone back. But how can you trust him? It's a question that even he's aware of.
I have to find a way to pay them back. But the funny thing is, how can you trust me? How can you trust someone? How can you trust someone like me?
What I do find interesting about all of this is it's just that listening to him, you can kind of see why his victims gave him money. Like, he is compelling. He does sound so sincere. But for many of these victims, it's interesting that they've heard all this before. This isn't new.
Like, he kept saying, "No, you don't get it. I'm not lying to you, Lupelli. I'm not lying to you." You know, now I know he was. This is what's upset me the most, that he knew he wasn't going to pay back if I gave him the 10K. He knew he was lying about having a loan from the bank which will, pay back what I give him. He was just giving me bull.
There it is. That's my question to anyone who thinks Slicker is suddenly going to pay everyone back. If that was true, why wouldn't he do that in the years that he was borrowing from these people, promising then to pay them back, but knowing he was lying? And yes, I should say he did pay a few people back, okay? But most of those people, I have to say, he then asked for more money. And some of them, he even fake paid back.
He's sending money back. I was like, hello. He would be like, yeah, I can send it. And then he sent me 1.7K on PayPal, but he sent it as a transaction. And then 3 days later, it was canceled. So I never actually got any of that money back.
What?
Truthfully, the most surprising thing about
What? Oh my god. This guy. Ugh.
this whole scandal is just how well this is reflected on the rest of the Twitch community, while also reflecting so bad on Slicker. And for this part, I just want you to hear from one of Slicker's victims again.
he also showed me DMs between him and Ludwig, him and Trainwrecks, him and such streamer of him DMing them and then like asking for money and then them not sending money back. But the worst part of it, of all of that, is like he's so shameless. He would talk them to me. He'd be like, bro, you don't understand. Streamers don't like, they're so money hungry. They don't want to. So ironic now looking at it. But he was like, streamers are so money hungry. They don't want to help
Oh
anyone
my
out. Blah, 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 blah,
god.
blah. And now after everything's come out, all these streamers sent him so much money. I cannot believe he said that. I cannot believe he came to my DMs and told me, yeah, all these streamers are just, all they care about is money.
They're the ones who paid him all the money.
I don't care. I don't understand. Yeah, you
It
know,
would've- it would have been better if they were greedy. Honestly, like the biggest lesson from this is that like Slicker's terrible, but then a lot of streamers are actually good people. Like they really want to help people out. It's like the takeaway is not that streamers are really not generous. It's like if anything, it's the opposite.
Dude, there's a lot of streamers that do a lot, like for example, like Dr. Lupo. Dude, like, well, I mean, not just Dr. Lupo, but there's just so many amazing streamers that actually do a lot for their community, and like they honestly just do a lot of amazing things. And it just sucks that like Slicker's just pushing that narrative and pushing like literally pushing streamers back by basically saying all that. But this is gonna have a lasting effect within not just the Twitch community, but like the streaming community. Like, you need to be careful on who you watch and what happens, right?
It's like they're too
Yeah.
generous. That's right. If anything, Twitch streamers just come off looking like almost naively generous. And while I say that, I actually
Mhm.
have good news because after this call that you just heard, I got a great update that I want to share with you. Two of the biggest streamers, XQC and Ludwig, both just pledged to actually clean up Slicker's mess and refund all the people affected by this scam, which is amazing and proves my point once again. And while they're still working on
Dude,
it,
that's
I can
amazing.
confirm that Lupelli, the woman we just heard from earlier, has actually already gotten her money back. So absolute credit where credit is due, guys. That's an amazing thing. Another interesting development from this is that many people have used this
That's
as an
amazing.
opportunity to call for the banning of Twitch gambling streams, which
Mhm.
I absolutely agree with, especially sponsored gambling streams. I mean,
Yeah.
do I think Twitch will actually
This is-
do something from
this is
like,
honestly
announcing
great
support
news.
and most people being against it? No, because they make too many views and money. But do I think they should do it? Absolutely. It's a plague on the platform for everyone who isn't the streamers who are sponsored and making millions of dollars.
Also, yes, I will be creating another video about basically about like the Twitch gambling situation, so definitely expect that in the next video. But with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you guys enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that like and sub button. It definitely helps out, and I really hope you guys have a great and spectacular day.